This week, I'm getting a little better about showing you the way I do things. Hi there! Welcome to Yarns and Yarns episode 20.1. My name is Shay McIntosh Ford and I live in Tulsa with my husband, our 2 boys, and our little puppy. This is a show about yarns as in fibers. I have another show about yarns as in stories. I will try to link below all of the mentions of patterns, podcasts, websites, all that good stuff will be down below. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Ravelry. I'm not very active on social media. Maybe Facebook. So this is a vlog style of how my knitting week went. But unfortunately, when I tried to do some of the tutorial styles, my voice came out a little muffled. I'm working on the audio, trying to figure it out. I'm going to show you what I meant by weaving in my ends on the wrong side using the weave in Stephen method. I just cast on from my next square. Here's my second row. So you saw this one in the last episode. This is the tail that I wove in using the weave in Stephen method from this square. When I was on this side, I picked up all my stitches, and when I got to the middle part, I went ahead and wove in this tail from this square from when I didn't weave in my ends at all. So I wove in that tail, and now I'm at the end here. If I were to knit back the other way, so I have other tails here, one from this square and one from this square, and if I were to use that's what I did with this square. I tried to use the weave in Stephen method and go this way and weave in these tails since they would happen to be there. When you do that, if you're on the wrong side, because see I'm on the wrong side here, that's when your tail will end up in the front instead of in the back where it belongs. Just thought I'd share that with you. This is my lap. This is my unfinished square. Is my first meal of the day that I can't cook yet. 2:15. This creature is in my lap. She is so snug. All right, Charlie, you want to be in my vlog?
Sure.
You gonna put your seatbelt on? Where are we going?
To get my vaccine.
The second shot, right?
Yeah.
And what am I gonna do while we're there?
Probably knit.
I'm gonna make some more socks. All right, how'd you like your shot?
It was bad except for the coupons.
What coupon is it?
You got a bundt cake one, which is, I've had one before and they're delicious. And I got I guess a Mexican food restaurant one.
Cool. So where are we going now?
I think we're doing the bundt cakes.
Yeah, we're gonna get a bundt cake because you did a good job. You didn't complain too much.
It still hurts. It's painful.
All right, Charlie, what'd you get?
I got one of the bundt cakes.
Open it up. Which flavor did you get?
I got the white chocolate raspberry.
Let's see it. Ooh. Very cool.
Last time I got chocolate chip and it was delicious. So hopefully this one's just as delicious as the chocolate chip.
I'm sure it will be.
I'm gonna save it for home because these things are like things I need to eat on a plate.
Okay. And then what are you gonna do after you eat it?
Probably do more schoolwork.
More school. You gotta catch up, don't you? All right, make sure you buckle up. Got my square done. This one seemed to take forever. See, all my ends are woven in. This is the Andes sock yarn. That was a lot of fun. Nice to knit with. I liked it. And I'm looking forward to getting through the second row because I'm weaving in all these extra ends as I go, so this won't be quite so messy every time I pull it out. That should be the end of the month if I do 1 square a day. I'm going to put this one in tomorrow. I think that'll be nice. This is another cat lady yarn. And this one is so soft. And I already got one of the squares on the other end. One of her squares here. And that's my favorite square. This is the 17 micron merino wool, and the smaller the micron count, the softer it is. This is so soft. You need to go get some. She actually has a whole bunch of yarns on sale right now. Hopefully by the time I put this recording up, they'll still be on sale. Possumly soft, that's what this is called. If she has some of this on sale, definitely grab it up because, oh man, this stuff is so soft. Everything interrupted my day today, so I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done. The square and this much of my sock. And that's it. And I didn't even do most of this today. I think I did the cuff last night after I pressed, like as I was editing. I didn't want to have to re-record. So the cuff was last night, and that little bit of leg is all I did today. Did my square today. Isn't it beautiful? Love it. I am so looking forward to getting more rows in. I might continue doing a square a day every day. I think I'm gonna do this one next. This is the rainbow sock from the square. So that one's gonna go in here. Hard to hold it up. That's where it's going. Someone is in my lap again, and there's my knitting, just waiting. She's a snuggle bug. I am binding off the bottom of hubby's sweater, and I have never done this bind off before, and I thought it was pretty neat. Sorry for the background noise, getting dinner ready. But it keeps it from being too tight. And so what you bind off like normal 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then for the 4th one, you do a yarn over, and you bind it off. That makes it so that it's not so tight. My bind offs always end up really tight because normally when I do a bind off, it almost gathers because my stitching is always so tight, but this keeps it from being too tight, and it looks nice and neat, and I'm happy. Good morning. First I'm going to show you what I did last night because it was too late to record. This is my Whiz Bags bag, the purple. I finished the bind off of hubby's sweater, and when I looked for the instructions for the sleeves, it was really complicated, and it was like 7:30 at night, I think, and I just didn't feel like struggling with it, so I might do that later today. But these are my socks. I decided to work on this instead of the sweater because I needed mindless knitting that late at night. This is where I was the last time you saw it. It's a little snowflake progress keeper, almost to the first repeat. I did my square today, this morning. That is the rainbow stripe sock yarn. I think tomorrow I am going to use this. This is Patton's Croix FX socks. I don't remember the color name. I think it was moss something, but I wasn't thrilled with the yarn. I mean, it was okay to knit with. The two skeins didn't come out right, but I'm not sure I have quite enough. If I don't, this is that Sydney Lights Queensland Perth yarn. It feels like it's never ending. I have a feeling I'm gonna have enough. If I need it to fill in the rest of this square, I'm probably gonna have enough for a whole other square with this stuff. It just lasts forever. Socks for the day. These are DK weight socks because my feet are a little cold. Please ignore my dirty floor and my rhyme. This is where I used the rest of the Sydney Lights. That's why I have such a small amount. That's why I said it never ends. I wanted to show this to you. I did end up picking up the stitches for the sleeve in Brioche. That was a little tricky, but I wanted to show you because I thought that I am just gonna go ahead and do this in Magic Loop. And I remembered as I was working that I don't like doing Brioche in Magic Loop because of the yarn overs. It gets really confusing. All I had was this really long 50-inch cord. I do have an 8-inch cord, and that would work for the sleeve, except that, and this is the wrong size needles, but for an example, I only have the 5-inch needles. That means 10 inches of needle and 8 inches of cord. It's not comfortable knitting. Instead of Magic Loop, this is actually what I did for the body of the sweater, in fact. So I got to the end, so this needle was, in here, and I pulled the cording through. So now what you do, you count back 3 stitches. Your last stitch on the needle when you go to fold the cord is a knit or purl stitch. In this case, it's a purl. So, and then you just bend the needle, or bend the cord rather, pull it through. And then you put these 3 back on the needle. And the reason for that is you always want to end on a brioche, like a brioche knit or a brioche purl. That way you don't have to worry about where the yarn overs are going when you start again. So now I am ready to do my brioche. I've got my 3 stitches on here. And yarn over. It's hard to do this on camera. Brioche purl. Right? And you just keep working like that until you get to the end. So you get to this last stitch, and then you do it all over again. It makes it a lot easier. I just thought I would share that with you. Good morning. I'm going to show you the progress I made last night on my second sock, where I was the last time you saw it, just past the heel, ready to start the next stripe. That was last night's knitting. This is how much I've gotten done so far on my square this morning. And yes, this is how much yarn I have left, so definitely not enough. I finished my square. Here's my square. Yes, I needed to use the awful yarn to finish it. I still have plenty for another square, but you know what? I'm not gonna make another square out of this. I'm sitting here working with this, thinking this is not fun. Knitting is supposed to be fun, right? I'm not gonna make another square with this. I might make one with a golden wattle because I like the color. If I knit with this yarn anymore, it will be held double because that's the only way it's comfortable knitting with it. And because that was such an awful knitting experience, I am going to use my Felici scraps from the first sock tube to go right in here. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I just wanted to show you the progress on my sock before I put it away. But that's where I was last night when I stopped, and I did all that tonight. There we go. I finished my square for the day. I love this little kiss of orange right here. Very cute. And tomorrow, that's going in. That is Andy's socks. It's coming along. So William and I just got back from a movie. We went to see King Richard. It's an excellent movie. Very good. And I brought my knitting because I have been working on knitting without looking. I thought maybe I'd be able to knit in the theater. I thought there would be enough light where I could just sort of glance down to see if I split a stitch or something. As I did the first stitch, I wasn't sure if I dropped a stitch, but I couldn't see. I couldn't see. And this was even before the movie started. I haven't even moved the progress keeper I hadn't knitted enough to move the progress keeper. This is actually where it was. I only did that little tiny bit. I am going to start working on knitting without looking because I really want to be able to sit in a movie theater and knit while I'm watching a movie. That would be awesome. It's so hard to do my normal on the weekend. I knitted yesterday, but I didn't do any recording. So here's my square for yesterday. Oh, and these are the socks I was getting ready to wear them today. Did my new socks, Felici, Red Rocks. This is where I was last time you saw it, and now I'm getting ready to do the toe. I did most of this watching football last night, but for right now, I'm gonna do today's square. I'm gonna go ahead and do another cat lady yarn. That's the plan. Did my square, this one. Looking forward to finishing this row so I can stop with all these ends. I'm gonna put this in next because it's so dark for the next several squares at the bottom here. So I'm gonna put this one in, and it's obviously not gonna be enough. So I'm gonna use this one. This is actually the same Regia yarn rainbow sock. With the Regia socks, there's always this bunch of yellow yarn in the beginning so that you know when to start. I just kept it. So I'm like, well, it's yarn, I'm gonna use it. It'll just be these 3 yellows and oranges. Some bright right here because it's a little on the dark side. It's the Sith part of my blanket, right? And I'm working on my toe, trying not to work too much because I'm finally caught up on everything. So I'm trying to get my writing in, and I want to do 4 writing sprints a day, and I've only done 1 so far.
It writes the words, or it gets the hose.
And this is why I did not include Scout in my little Silence of the Lamb joke, because she doesn't want me to write my words. Here's my notebook. Can't write in it, but I am almost done with the toe of my sock. She doesn't mind if I knit while she's in my lap, but I can't write when she's in my lap. But she would have been cute in the joke. So I didn't get all my writing sprints done. I got 2.5 out of 4. And part of that was because of the dog and things that I had to do. I'll try to do an extra sprint tomorrow. Because of the dog sitting in my lap, I got my other, this one. I got my toe done. So they don't match, and that's okay. The only time I complained about my socks not matching was when I was doing those Patents Croix FX socks, and I had the 2 balls that were the same color, but they didn't come out the same at all. At least these are the same shade. These are ready for heels. First, I'm gonna try to fix this heel, and if I can't do it, I'm just gonna give up. I think the problem is that I counted down from the cuff, and I did it where the new round starts, and I think I went off by 1. So that might be what went wrong with these. I thought that I had it lined up, but I guess I didn't. But I doubled and triple checked the placement of the heels for these. Hope I got it right this time. I'm going to do this one first. If it doesn't come out, it's going to be a square. And that's all I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of my tips helped you. I hope you are inspired to get knitting or crocheting, anything fiber related. I hope you get to work with all the fibers. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the little bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye. So this is the vlog's. Good morning. Let me see if I can change the light. And 20.2, and now everything should be easier. You know what? I haven't even moved the progress keeper. So I